Did you hear? Elon Musk wants to be the George Soros of the right. Here he is at Mar-a-Lago saying that's who he is.
Many of us have long said, where is the George Soros of the right? Where do we find the who will never give up on the great promise of America? And in walks Elon Musk. So God bless you, Elon, and we're so, so grateful.
Now, just to be clear, being George Soros is not a bad thing. He's actually funded a lot of progressive causes, but now Musk wants to be the Republican version and conservative version of Soros. And in Musk's mind, Soros is a bad guy. So bad that he called him a villain.
You tweeted this thing about George Soros. Well, I'm looking for it because I want to make sure I quote it properly. But, I mean, you know what you wrote. But you basically...
I said it reminds me of Magneto. This is like, calm down, people. This is not like made a case out of it.
You also... you said he wants to erode the very fabric of civilization, and Soros hates humanity. Like, when you do something like that, do you
I think that's true. That's my opinion.
Okay, but why share it? Why share it? Especially, why share it when people who buy Teslas may not agree with you? Advertisers on Twitter may not agree with you. People today saying he's an anti-Semite. I don't think you are.
No, I'm definitely. I'm like a pro-Semite, if anything.
So Musk is positioning Soros as the bad guy and himself as the good guy in X-Men. However, Musk is down there at Mar-a-Lago trying to influence Trump, kind of like a bad guy would.
Mar-a-Lago has basically been brimming for the last 2 days, I'm told, with two kinds of people. Those angling for a job and those who are trying to influence Trump into hiring their picks. But one person has loomed over all of that. His name is Elon Musk. Multiple sources tell me tonight that Musk has been seen at Mar-a-Lago nearly every single day since Donald Trump won, dining with him on the patio at times. Today, they were seen on the golf course together. Musk has been in the room when world leaders have called Trump. And tonight we've learned he's also weighing in on staffing decisions, making clear his preference for certain roles even.
So there you have it, folks. The richest man in the world influencing the leader of the free world. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? And they have plans. He's got people working with him like Ramy Swami.
We have a once-in-a-generation mandate right now. The American people have voted for drastic reform of the government, and our federal government is broken. It's no secret that it is a fourth branch of government, the administrative state that makes most of the rules, that creates a federal bureaucracy that's hampering our economy. So what do we want to do? We want to go in and slash and burn that bureaucracy to help Americans, stimulate the economy, and to restore self-governance again, Sean. The people we elect to run the government, they're not even the ones who run the government anymore. It's these unelected bureaucrats. Republican politicians have talked about fixing this for a long time, not with a lot of progress. So I do think it's going to take a couple of outsiders. Elon and I have built a great friendship over the last year. We're working together intensely, and we're not going to stop till we get the job done.
By the way, anyone noticed when I said Ramy Swami, I smiled because his name is just fun to say. Ramy Swami. However, he's not a fun guy. Neither he nor Elon are fun guys with ideas that are going to help you, the average person. By the way, side note, Ramaswamy was saying that they want to get rid of the deep state. They want to get rid of the bureaucracy. They want the people to be represented by the people that they elected. Just a side note, Ramaswamy was not elected. Neither was Elon Musk. But now they're going to have a lot of influence in Trump's administration. Matter of fact, they created something called DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. So their idea is we're going to make government a lot more efficient. Now, let's just start first of all by saying government is not absolutely efficient and perfect. There are problems in bureaucracy, absolutely 100%. However, to put in charge the richest man in the world and this other guy, Ramaswamy, and all these rich dudes who've somehow convinced people that they're going to look out for them, it does not sound like they're looking out for the little man. What they're looking for is they're looking for deregulation. They're looking for ways to make more money. They're looking for ways to gain favor. Elon Musk is already one of the richest men in the world. Mark my words, in 4 years, if things go as he has planned, he will probably be one of the first trillionaires we've ever had. You know what this reminds me of a little bit is the Putin's oligarchs. That's basically what we got here. Putin's oligarchs, if you guys remember when Putin invaded Ukraine, America put sanctions against a lot of Putin's oligarchs, took some of their boats and their yachts, in the hopes that they would put pressure on Putin and Putin would back out of the war in Ukraine. However, it turns out Putin is actually more powerful than all the oligarchs, and he basically told them to go screw themselves, and they seem to have not cared either because they have so much money, they don't care. The only difference in America is that the oligarchs, being somebody like Elon Musk and the other billionaires, your Peter Thiels, all these tech bros who, first of all, helped get J.D. Vance installed as the vice president because they recommended him and they pushed him because he's also one of them. These people are actually worth more than Donald Trump, all the tech bros. And so whereas Putin has more power than his oligarchs, in America, one could argue that the oligarchs have more power than the president because they are in his ear. They have funded a lot of his campaign. And here we are. You saw in that report, Elon Musk is on calls with world leaders. Elon Musk is good at some things, but he does not have experience running a country. He does not have experience in the international world. And yet here he's going to be Trump's number one advisor. He's going to be the George Soros of the right. Now let's go back to poor George Soros. George Soros is a multi-billionaire who has been funding progressive causes. And what happened was that led to him being attacked by the right, saying no matter what happens, it's George Soros funded. Are people getting transgender surgery? That's George Soros. Are immigrants coming? That's George Soros. Are Black Lives Matter? That's George. They just keep blaming George Soros. COVID, George, everything's George Soros. But the truth is, George Soros is just someone who has been giving to progressive causes. You can look it up. I tried to find anything that he did that might have seemed like, a bad thing. But to me, a lot of the stuff, he's helped fund a lot of people that are in poverty and they need help. He's helped fund a lot of progressive causes, and good for him. He can do whatever he wants. But now Elon Musk says, I want to do that for conservatives. And one of the things we got to remember about Elon Musk is this is pretty personal for him in that his daughter went through transgender surgery, and Elon Musk was in an interview, and he said that when he basically said his son died, rather than saying I love my daughter, he said his son died, which just shows you what a cold heart the guy has, in that he is now distanced from his daughter, and rather than loving his child, he said, you're dead to me.
He definitely inserts himself all the time. That's his style. That's why he's just suddenly shown up there like the guest that wouldn't leave. And I've heard from Trump people calling me saying, "Oh, wow, this is odd," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is. You'll see much more of it." But he's not going anywhere until Trump throws him out, which could happen because they're both really strong personalities who like to be at the center of attention.
Elon Musk got a lot of attention soon after Donald Trump's election victory by joining this Trump family photo. The image, shared by Trump granddaughter Kai Trump, was captioned "the whole squad," even though Melania was missing. The photo included the president-elect Trump, his 5 children, 5 grandchildren, and holding one, Elon Musk.
They're both narcissists, and there can be only one narcissist as head of the country, and that's Donald Trump, who just won the election. I think, he owes things to Elon, but at some point if he takes too much of the attention. Think about Steve Bannon. Do you remember he was on the cover of that magazine and how quickly he got out, even though he was critical to Trump's first campaign, and he was right in the middle of the White House, and then he wasn't. And so Trump, goes through people like tissues, essentially. And I think even if it's Elon Musk and Elon has a lot of money and means and things like that, they're going to clash at some point.
In the meantime, Donald Trump has called Musk an amazing guy and a new star, and says that Musk will serve a key role in the Trump administration. At the moment, Donald Trump keeps suggesting that Musk will oversee a government efficiency commission and help slash the federal budget. It would help Donald Trump shrink government agencies, and it would help Musk get some of those agencies off the back of his companies, including SpaceX and Tesla.
He is regulated by a variety of federal agencies, and he's often fighting with them about the limits they're putting on Tesla's self-driving cars or the delays they put into SpaceX's rocket launches. So he would certainly like those regulations to go away or be enforced in a way where he could speed up. The question to me is what sort of role he will get in the Trump administration. Trump had talked about him having sort of a role as the head of government efficiency, which would give him some pretty direct sort of oversight over the agencies that oversee him. As it seems like now, he seems like sort of a presidential sidekick or a co-president. So he may not even need a formal role to exercise that kind of power.
And the power that Musk has right now as a presidential sidekick was evident in a recent Donald Trump call with Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky.
Zelensky apparently called Trump to congratulate him, and Trump literally at some point early on in this conversation hands the phone to Elon Musk and encourages Zelensky to talk to Musk. There is some discussion between Musk and Zelensky about the communications apparatus that Elon Musk's company Starlink is providing in Ukraine. We're not sure what other details were discussed, but it's a little reminiscent, Caitlin, of when Trump won in 2016 and he had his daughter Ivanka next to him when he was having foreign leader calls, and he would put her on the phone with people. In this case, it's the richest man in the world who has business with government, and it's slightly different, but it's pretty in keeping with Trump's character.
And Trump's character has long been influenced by Russia's Vladimir Putin. The Wall Street Journal reports that Putin and Musk have had several conversations the past few years. We will get to that and the Trump fealty to Russia in just a moment. But first, regarding Elon Musk coming across to the Trump team as weird and being like the guest who never leaves, the stories leaked to the media have a purpose. They signal that Trump is the only one in the incoming administration who currently has a close relationship with Musk, and that Musk is persona non grata with Donald Trump's staff. In other words, outside of Donald Trump and his family, Musk has no other advocates or defenders. His status in the Trump White House depends entirely and solely on staying in Donald Trump's good graces. And former Trump administration officials say it's only a matter of time before Musk is forced to tone down his high profile or do something else that Musk doesn't like and flames out. Here's former Trump White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci.
Elon Musk and others, right now, they're in the halcyon moment with Donald Trump, but they will come to the Hades moment with him. It's just a matter of time, because you're not going to be able to do some of the things that he wants you to do. And a lot of these people won't be able to put themselves in these moral pretzels that Donald Trump wants to twist you into. There is a reason why 40 of us tried to tell the American people what the danger was.